6 games to go in the regular season, and the Saints are fighting for positioning in the Peach Belt Conference standings, looking ahead to that Peach Belt Conference tournament. Hi, everyone. Dave Wenda, along with the coach, Joe Harding, our producer, Laurel Plaxico, and our camera operator, Michaela K-Roos. Well, Coach, a huge crowd in here. We've got a lot of St. Augustine-type locals here to support the Saints. And after a tough road trip, a tough loss last time we were together last Wednesday on that last-second kind of phantom foul call, the Saints they really need a little home cooking. They really need a win here.
They went up. They went up to Columbus State. And you were exactly right, Dave. I think they still felt the hangover from that tough loss. We average 83 points a game. They could only put 66 points up there. And the difference in the game was in the first half. Columbus went up 8 points and ended up winning by 9. And we just could not find that comfort zone to put the ball in the basket.
A look at the starters as they're being introduced. First for the visiting Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern State. At a guard, a 6'5 junior and a familiar face. His last college was Flagler College, number 0, Brian Tolfree. Also at a guard, a 6'2 junior, number 5, Philip Burwell. At forward, a 6'6 sophomore, number 10, Reggie Rayner. At forward, a 6'7 junior, number 11, Jamari Dean. And at guard, a 5'10 sophomore, number 22, Jordan Johnson. The Hurricanes are coached by Aaron Coombs. And now the starters for the Flagler College Saints. At a guard, a 6'1 sophomore, number 0, Jax Balknight. Also at guard, a 6'2 sophomore, Spencer Bain. He's number 3. At guard, a 5'11 sophomore, number 4, Jalen Lemons. At forward, a 6'8 junior, number 5, Tyler Collier. And up front at forward, a 6'7 freshman, number 14, Boom Reeves. A different starting lineup tonight. We're not going to see Kyle Young tonight. He's not available. So Boom Reeves, the freshman, gets a start. And I thought it was interesting, Spencer Bain gets a start rather than Chase Fiddler.
Well, I think, as you just said, coming off that horrific loss in the last seconds of the game and then going on the road, they want to shake up the team a little bit, have a little bit different, and have some people coming off the bench to come in and spark. So I think we're in good shape here, and I look forward to a really good basketball game.
Should be entertaining. It is a warm, loud Flagler gym, and wait till the Saints get going and get some momentum off of this home court crowd. Wide open, Omar Figueroa knocks it down.
That's always a great sign. That's our first shot of the game. Nothing but net. He was really in rhythm.
Well, Omar wasn't in the starting lineup according to the box score, but apparently he is. He's out there, and he knocks it down for 3. Here's a answer attempt, no, and that one last touch, I think, by the Hurricanes. I thought Bain may have touched it last. Instead, it goes back over to Flagler. Now some full court pressure from the Canes. Figueroa and Jalen Lemons in the backcourt. Lemons gets it across the timeline. So Balknight is not starting. A last-minute change, evidently, since they turned in the lineups to the official score. Burwell, Boom Reeves changed the shot, and then the pass is thrown away into the crowd. We talked about Boom Reeves, and I know as a basketball coach, you like a guy like Boom Reeves. He's big, he's athletic, he plays with a lot of energy, and I think it's kind of fun to see him getting a start here for head coach Blake Selland.
And Blake wants him to come in and rebound, do his role, do his job, and be a complement to the other 4 guys on the floor. So what would be great is if we could see Flagler jump out early and get an 8 or 10-point lead. That's a goaltend there.
There's Tyler Collier in close, and so the Saints go up 5-2 on a bucket that will be credited to Collier. So Tyler will have to shoulder a lot of the load inside, and there's a mid-range jumper by Reggie Rayner. Without Kyle Young around, it'll be Tyler Collier. It'll be more Boom Reeves. We'll see how the Saints try to pick up the absence of Kyle Young. Here's Figueroa, has it stolen away by Tolfree, the former Saint. And Tolfree sprints into the front court. Spencer Bain with a steal. Ahead to Figueroa. Lemons, no. And the rebound ripped down by Dean.
But I like what I see so far, Dave. The execution has been excellent. And I'm sure the shots will start going down. I like the fact that they're getting great looks in that 15-foot range.
Personal foul on Spencer Bain. That's his first. It's the first for the Saints. And it sends Reggie Rayner to the line. So Tolfree is an interesting story. I didn't realize he was even on the Georgia Southwestern roster. I think he was a transfer, if I'm not mistaken, from UNC Wilmington last year for head coach Chad Warner, and then he played 1 year here. He came off the bench. He was kind of the, 8th or 9th guy in the rotation, if I remember right, Coach?
You know how that happens. I mean, he was just the wrong number on the team. We had a lot of similar players, and there's only so many minutes. So, and you see it much more in Division I with the transfer portal. It's insane trying to keep up with who's staying and who's going.
That's an interesting point. I'm a North Carolina grad. You're a UMass grad. 2 great basketball traditions. And I was looking back at, I believe it was the 2009 National Championship roster for the University of North Carolina, that dominant team, and they won in dominating fashion in the National Championship game. Not a single player transferred from another college. They were all high school recruits who were either developed over the course of 4, 3, or 2 years, 1 year, whatever. So, and here, of course, at the D2 level, maybe a little different story where you can pick up junior college players, you pick up other D2s, but again, the transfer portal has made it a whole different story here, and you feel for a coach like, Coach Selland and his staff. They've got to go out and mine that transfer portal. As Collier gets inside, missed in close, calling for a foul.
Yeah, definitely. They grabbed his wrist. That's I don't know how he missed that, because Tyler got it on the left side of the basket, up faked, got them off their feet, and then went to the other side to lay it in. They grabbed his wrist.
So a whistle underneath as the bodies get tangled up, and just we'll put a period on the thought about the transfer portal and recruiting, especially Flagler recruiting, considering how much they lost from last year, when we come back here on the PBC Network. Welcome back. And just finishing that thought, consider, Coach, what Flagler lost from a year ago. Not only head coach Chad Warner, who was a fantastic coach, but you guys like Jacek Lottie, Chris Metzger, Jalen Barr with an injury, Derek Ellis Jr. graduated, and there was more. I mean, like 6 or 7 of the top players were gone, and as a first-year head coach, Blake Sellen had to replace that roster, and I think he's done a great job with guys like Malik Bryant, Omar Figueroa, Jalen Lemons, Kyle Young, and then retaining, you have to sometimes re-recruit your own players like Chase Fiddler, Spencer Bain, as Lemons misses from 3. Your thoughts on that? You're closer to the program than I am.
Well, the Division I portal is beyond imagination, trying to corral and segment and figure out what your needs are, etc. That has affected Division II because coaches are waiting to find out in that D1 portal if they're going to stay in D1. Now, you compound it with what you just said, how much we lost from last year to this year. He's done a great job of putting the chemistry together with the new players you mentioned and the carryovers, and we're very competitive. I mean, this league, anyone can beat anybody on a given night.
Speaking of a newcomer, there's Omar Figueroa, transfer from the University of North Alabama. That was a guy that the Saints didn't think they could get. Here's Boom Reeves stepping in front with a steal, and he wants to score. He draws the foul. But Omar Figueroa is a player out of Orlando, if I'm not mistaken, and he played at the University of North Alabama. Right out of high school, everyone wanted him, and things didn't work out in Alabama, and the Saints were right there to jump on it. Another great example is a guy who's not playing tonight in Kyle Young, who played at D1 Siena, comes from an athletic family, played a couple of productive years, redshirted last year, and was looking for a landing spot. And sometimes you can be the beneficiary, if you're a D2 school, of a great D1 prospect or at least a contributor at the D1 level who can now be a star at the D2 level.
Absolutely.
But no Kyle Young tonight. It's this Rayner.
But you just made the point that we've had to replace a lot of people from last year. So, all right, so we're missing Kyle tonight. Opportunity knocks for the bench. And not to say that this game is similar to the Georgia College game, which you and I spoke about a week ago, but you've got a team here, Georgia Southwestern. This is almost a must-win for them if they have any chance at all of qualifying for the conference tournament. So let us repeat ourselves and say, let's not give them any hope. See if we can get up double digits in the first half and go from there.
Faulknight is into the game now, number 0, the point guard. Inside it goes. It is Malik Bryant. Welcome back, Malik Bryant. His minutes has been limited. We did not see him at all a week ago. Played about 5 minutes, I think, in the Saturday game. And boy, I think the Saints will be thrilled to have him back. I talked to Coach Sullen before the game, and he's very excited to have Malik back in the mix. There's a three-pointer from Burwell.
Well, that was refreshing just to see Malik, because that's him, and that's what we've been missing. Able to penetrate, able to finish with someone hanging all over him. That composure, that type of play, and that's the kind of play that you need at the end of a game.
Figueroa with a tough shot. And the rebound controlled by the Hurricanes and Devin Higgs. Stolen away by Fiddler, and he stepped on the line. Chase was ready to start things off in transition. Fiddler is among the leaders of the Saints in both blocks and steals. And I've said this over and over throughout the season. I guess I'm a little surprised by it, but I'm happy for Chase that he's able to contribute defensively in those ways.
Absolutely. You have to do what is needed. And maybe it's not your night to be the offensive threat, but how about defense rebounding, checking your, maybe you're on one of their better scorers, holding him down.
Tolfree, the former Saint, misses from three-point land. Faulkner so quick into the front court. Here's Collier going to work in the key. Steps through and had it batted away. An open three. And a battle for the rebound won by Fiddler. Fiddler with a fadeaway, a little too strong. Jordan Clark with the ball. He had the rebound as well.
Our transition defense has been really good. We've yet to give up any kind of basket in transition tonight, so that's a good sign early on.
Burwell into the paint, and he draws the foul. Again, why is the restricted area there? Not to be too harsh on this, but it's in the restricted area. Am I wrong here? You're the coach.
Part of it is because of the tremendous athleticism of these young athletes, both college, professional, etc. A big part of it is safety. A player goes in the air and someone slips down low to take a charge. He comes down, wrecks his knee, ankle, etc. And in that call there, that was the correct call because our guy had both feet on the line with his heels inside the circle.
Okay, thank you for explaining it.
Had he come out a couple of inches more, that would have been an offensive call, no question about it.
Okay.
But that was positioning. And the idea of that is he was not the primary defender. He was the secondary defender. Now, if it's a post player, say Tyler is up against their post, and he backs him down inside there, and then turns and lowers his shoulder, he'll get an offensive call because he's the primary defender. He's been guarding him, and that is what they'll call good guardable position.
Okay. So I guess I was under the impression that if you're in the restricted area, they can't call a charge at that point. But you were saying if his feet were on the line there, and it depends on if you're the primary defender or the secondary defender.
Correct.
It's fantastic analysis. Thank you. Stepping to the line to shoot free throws is Philip Burwell.
And Dave, that's another, like, entry passing to the post is an art form. Stepping up and taking a charge is an art form because it's a recognition factor. A great defender knows who has the ball, who's coming, and when he drives, he's going to the hoop, and you jump out in front of that horseshoe and set, you're going to get that call. And it's a great defensive move, and it takes a little guts as well.
Saints turn it over. And so it goes right back over to the Hurricanes in a tie game. Georgia Southwestern just 3-9 in the Pac, or in the Peach Belt Conference, 10-11 overall. Extra pass, another pass, and a three from long range. Offensive rebound. Good defense inside. I'm not sure who got the was it Collier maybe with the partial block in there?
Yes.
Either Collier or Malik Bryant. They were both in the vicinity, although it stays here with Georgia Southwestern.
And that happens quite a bit on those long three-ball shots. You end up getting into more of a volleyball contest than a rebounding contest.
This is Higgs, and then back out the three, no good from Gerardo Briscoe.
Thank you. I was just going to say to you, Dave, how can they let that go? Because he was over his back, and he whacked him. So the fact that the ball went in, that was just a lucky thing. But, that was a good over-the-back rebounding call. So we have the ball back.
Faulkner brings it into the front court. Nice pass to Collier, steps through and misses in close. Got his own miss, though. Back out to Balknight. Extra pass. Bryant. Oh, and it just rims off. Everything happened good there for Flagler other than the ball going into the hoop.
Maybe we should bring a Carpenter's level out to the rim, because you had 3 balls sitting there. It looked like it was 50-50, and they all rolled off the basket.
Staines ball with a fresh 30. Fiddler in close. And intercepted and stolen by the Hurricanes. And lightning quick the other way in transition is Philip Burwell, the junior from Raleigh, North Carolina. And if you grew up in Raleigh, you know basketball.
There you go. Well, and that last play, that's one of the things that coaches try to work on with drills, is being strong.
Oh, it's Jalen Lemons to the hoop. And he scores it, draws the foul, a chance at the three-point play. Sorry, Coach, interrupted you.
No, he stretched out great. Is when you're double-teamed, not getting caught, standing up straight, leaning on your back foot, and be weakening your position so that now you're at a bad angle and you're trying to throw over the top of the defense. They get deflected, and that's what happened. But great drive by Jalen. I mean, he stretched out and laid that in. Unfortunately, didn't make the free throw, but a good sign for down the road here.
Toll-free straightaway 3. Malik going to work, spinning into traffic, tips it back in. Follow your shot.
That's a major league move there. I mean, that's a D1 big time.
At the other end, the answer from Briscoe. Balknight with 3. Yes, Jax Balknight. And the Saints into the lead.
Oh, Jack squared up beautifully. I mean, we've gone a little bit on the smaller side here with Tyler on the bench. There we go.
Oh, back and forth we go with consecutive turnovers and a whistle. And Coach Sellen is, I think, unhappy with a missed opportunity maybe there in transition. As the whistle stopped everything.
I think Coach Selwyn was also a little upset down at the other end, because I don't want to demean the referees, but the same referee that made the call at the end of the Georgia College game did not give Malik Bryant that call on the way to the hoop.
Is that right? It's the same guy?
That's the same referee, yes.
Oh, my goodness. Great analysis from the coach. And there's a whistle. Our refs tonight, Daryl Smith, Willisette Delval, and Matthew McGuire. The foul is on Rayner, and it looks like it will send Malik Bryant to the line.
And we're not going to get hung up on refereeing, but that's how a team of referees should work. The baseline referee was shielded somewhat, but the sideline referee saw the whole play, and clearly Malik got hit before he got up in the air in the act of shooting.
Saints up by 4. Lars Nilsson is into the game. Sophomore from Norway, transfer from Elon. And a whistle and a foul.
You know what's interesting? Georgia Southwestern averages 80 points a game. So, you know, here they sit, as you said, 3-9 in the conference. But they put some points on the board. And I don't want to echo what we spoke about a week ago about a team that has nothing to lose like Georgia College did. We hopefully won't keep them in the game and give them an opportunity to have another bad finish.
That's a good point. The Flagler Saints are the highest scoring team in the league, and they're also the team that allows the most points in the league. So we're in for perhaps a high-scoring affair. Balk Knight short on the 3, and the rebound controlled by the Hurricanes. Travel called, and I think good defense there. I think the Georgia Southwestern player just didn't know where to go with the basketball.
Boom Reeves made a great move. He slid down and shut the baseline off. Now, Jax was half beat, and the trouble with that is when the driver has that lead shoulder ahead of you, it's almost impossible to recover. So you've either got to let him go or just throw your hand straight up in the air and hope he misses the shot. But Boom slid down and shut that off almost to the point where he took an offensive foul. And as you said, the driver had to get rid of the ball in desperation, and his teammate was stuck in the middle, didn't know where to go, and he traveled.
Flagler fans, if you want to support all Flagler athletic teams, join the Saints Club. Visit FlaglerAthletics.com and click on the Saints Club link for details. We'd like to thank some of the sponsors of Flagler Athletics, including Mowry Law Firm, proud supporter of Flagler Athletics. 93 King Street, the smallest hotel in the ancient city. Noah Bailey Group, proud supporter of Flagler College Athletics. Northeast Florida Regional Airport, the smart choice for all your travel needs. 123 Burger House, Grillin' and Chillin'. And Pink Stork, faithfully female. I was thinking about the Northeast Florida Regional Airport. Not to talk about our sponsors, but I was sitting downtown. We have some out-of-town family visiting, and we saw in the course of about 10 minutes 3 private jets take off, and they must have been from the St. Augustine or the Northeast Florida Regional Airport. I thought it was impressive. 1917 Saints. Malik Bryant put it in his hands. Georgia Southwestern in a 2-3 zone, and last touch by the Hurricanes. I talked about a little of this. I'm sure I mentioned this before. Balk Knight has a Jacek Lottie, feel to him. His stop, his start, his quickness. He doesn't necessarily have the scoring ability that Jacek had, the ability to get right to the rim and score in all kinds of ways, to shoot it from mid-range, from 3. But just the way he handles the ball, is it not reminiscent of Jacek Lottie?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you remember, some of the players you mentioned, JB and Chris Metzger, they had to get used to being ready for the ball because Jacek was great at delivering it.
And inside it goes, the putback flush from Jalen Jordan. Jacek Lottie now playing professionally in Europe. Here's Boom Reeves inside, and a jump ball is called.
Well, his first move, and he was under duress. He had 2 people all over him, and again, he got the ball up on top of the rim, and it sat there and fell out. I mean, what are the odds? We're 0 for 4 on rim sitters right now.
You're going to break out the level at halftime.
Oh, I'm going down there, yes. Yeah.
Beautifully executed inbounds play, and then just sticking with it, Malik Bryant.
And Omar put it up there, another one sitting on the rim, and thank goodness Malik, opportunity knocked.
Maybe we shouldn't level it at halftime and just leave it as it is, because the Saints will be shooting at the other end. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Inside it goes, and the bucket and the foul.
Yeah.
As Jalen Jordan showing some athleticism inside, and Boom Reeves called for the foul. That'll be his first personal. We'll step aside. It's not a timeout, excuse me. Just substitutions. We'll keep it right here as Jordan steps to the line to try to complete the three-point play. We're tied at 21 with 6:09 to go in the first half.
And that was unfortunate because we had the turnover. Two of our guys had the ball in their hands, but they were trying to run and dribble, and that didn't work out. You got to pick it up, look and see what you've got, and then go.
Lemons along the baseline. Oh, what a move! Incredible!
I, and the rest of the gym thought he had no shot.
Yes. I thought he was going to pull it back out, and he saw something that we didn't see.
That's a travel. That was a travel. Ooh.
Omar Figueroa goes flying by. Balknight picks up the loose ball and goes in and lays it in. Defense into offense for Flagler.
Now, you got to applaud Jax on that. We had a 2-on-1, almost 3-on-1. He went right to the rim, and that defender never crossed the basket line, so he laid it in. He did not give it back. Here we go again.
This time he's cut off, gives it back up to Lemons for three, and the rebound cleared by the Canes.
Well, I see Tyler coming off the bench to come back in. The last 3 or 4 times down the court, it's been one and done for both teams.
Elbow jumper, no. Reeves skies for the board. Balknight, why not? Yes! Jax Balknight, and the Saints lead it by 7. Timeout, Georgia Southwestern. And welcome back. The Saints have opened up a 7-point lead with 4:28 to go. Earlier, the Georgia Southwestern women, who are in first place in the PBC, defeated the Saints 66-55. We're here with the assistant coach for the Flagler women, Joe Harding. Coach, tell me a little bit about the game.
Well, our ladies started off great. We went up 10-2, and we kind of had them on the run. They were trying to press. We were breaking it, getting layups. And unfortunately,
Lemons for 3.
That puts us up 10. That's great. But unfortunately, as the end of the first quarter and beginning of the second quarter, we got into some foul trouble, and we had to sit down 3 of our key players. And so right at the end of the first half, in a minute and a half, they scored went on an 8-0 run. And that was the difference. Oh, great play.
Oh! Tyler Collier with all kinds of contact, and he finishes, draws the foul, and a big smile from Tyler as we hit the under 4 timeout. And why not talk a little bit more about the women's game while we have a moment? Oh, we're not going to take a timeout, excuse me. But go ahead, Coach. You finish your thought.
So that difference, I mean, no game is won or lost in a minute and a half, but Georgia Southwestern being who they are, getting that 8-point comfort level at the first half really settled them down. They went into the locker room, and I'm sure their coach told them, you guys should be down 5, not up 8. We're very lucky. And frankly, we came out, we couldn't quite hit the shots. We had some good looks. The ball wasn't going down. But the big thing in the second half, they had 14 offensive rebounds. We had 3. And that's reflected in the fact that we took 59 shots for the game. They took 66. So it's pretty hard unless you're shooting 50% from the field to pull that out. But we played hard, and it was anybody's game up until the fourth quarter. So I applaud our ladies, and we'll be ready to go this coming weekend when USC Aiken comes in.
Saints, both the men and women, getting a rare back-to-back homestand. And Saturday, Aiken comes in 1:30 for the women, 3:30 or so for the men. Saints lead it by 10 here. Open 3, right at the buzzer, no from Higgs.
Really, really good defense. And I mean, we are working hard. And as you and I were talking at the break, Tyler Collier has come in to give Boom Reeves a little bit of a break because he's not used to playing sustained minutes like that. And the energy that they have sustained, and Tyler just delivered a backdoor bounce pass to Jalen Lemon and another picture-perfect reverse layup to put us up 12, 35-23.
And back in St. Augustine, glad to have you with us here on the Peach Belt Conference Network, along with the coach. I'm Dave Wenda. 8-point game.
So here we are, Dave, under 2 minutes. That double-digit lead we were hoping for, we have it right now. So let's see if we can hold on to that for the last minute and a half of the first half.
Little teardrop jumper is good, and it cuts the lead to 10. Balknight cutting off. Now tries the baseline to Figueroa. Omar going to work. Looking for Collier, and tapped away and stolen by the Hurricanes. Inside it goes. The hoop and the foul. Reggie Rayner with a strong move. And I'm not sure Reggie thought he was fouled. He was headed back up court.
Yep. That was one of the few moments in the first half where our guys could not quite get equilibrium in transition. We stopped the first two, but then we had number 10 shooting here wide open on the box, and that was a layup that was going in. You're right, whether he got hit or not was questionable, but...
So it's a 7-point lead as we tick towards 1 minute to go in the first half. Chase Fiddler. Long rebound. Reeves trying to keep it alive. Instead, it's Rayner clearing. Burwell from the elbow.
He's killing us, Dave. That's 14 points for him.
Balknight looking for the foul, perhaps. And now the shot clock turned off, and Georgia Southwestern can hold for the last shot, down 5.
Well, I didn't mean to jinx our guys, but we were talking about holding that 12-point lead.
The charge is taken by Lemons.
Thank goodness.
And the Saints can set this up. 4.8 seconds. They need to hurry. You would think it'd be side out on the sideline. Yes. That's what Chase Fiddler, I think, is lobbying for. Instead, no. It'll be baseline, so they got to go the distance. Lemons to Bryant. Double dribble. So 1.2 seconds to go. Coach Sellen not happy with that sequence. Oh, at the buzzer, it goes in from Burwell. You haven't won anything yet. No. But it is a 35-33 lead.
So in a matter of a minute and 53 seconds, they went on a 10-0 run, and Mr. Burwell had 8 of those points.
Wow.
So
that, you were talking about the run in the women's game just, at the end of the first half as well. A similar story.
Very, very similar. And obviously, Flagler did a great job getting that 12-point lead. That's right where they wanted to be, only to let it slip through their hands here. So we'll hope that they collect themselves, come right back out in the second half, and get it right back up to 12 points.
35-33. Saints lead it at the half. You're watching Flagler basketball on the PBC Network. And welcome back. Ready for the start of the second half. A look at some of the statistics. The Canes shooting about 45%, Flagler at 40%. Flagler shooting it very well from three, 5 of 12, 41.7%. The leading scorers, Burwell with 17, and for Flagler, it's Lemons with 9. And I know, Coach, we've been talking about a lot of issues and a lot of plays and that type of thing, but is it a quiet 17 from Burwell or not really?
Well, you can't call getting 8 points in a minute 50 seconds quiet because they ran a 10-0 run to reduce a 12-point lead down to 2. So that's something that Flagler psychologically is going to have to put behind them and just come out and say, you know what? In another 5 minutes, we're going to get it back to 12.
There you go. Flagler has the lead, 35-33 as we begin the second half. Open three from the corner. No, and Spencer Bain with a rebound. Bain got the start. He starts again here in the second half. He's been quiet. No points yet for the three-point marksman. And there he is on the backdoor cut. Reeves found him.
Great pass. Caught him on the lead hand. The defender had no chance other than to foul him from behind, which he intelligently didn't do.
An offensive rebound. Putback won't go, and Collier clears.
That was great defense by Tyler. He kept both hands and arms straight up, and the Georgia Southwestern post could not finish twice.
This is Lemons. Picks up his dribble to Reeves. 9 to shoot. Lemons attacking. He hit the floor hard. Free throw line jumper is good by Jamar Dean.
You know, Dave, it's amazing. The same referee that I alluded to before that was on the other baseline is now on our baseline, and Jalen carried the defender to the rim and went to the floor, and we can't get a call. So I don't know what it is. The bad thing about it was that allowed transition for Georgia Southwestern, and they got the hoop.
So Collier, though, inside. He's got 6, the lead back to 4. Floater, no. Putback attempt won't go. And Reeves yanks it down. Figueroa for 3. Reeves tries to keep it alive into the hands of Jordan Johnson. Last touch by the Hurricanes goes back over to the Saints.
I like this lineup that we have in there right now, Dave. We have both Boom Reeves and Tyler Collier in. And based on the rebounding that we've just witnessed in the last 3 or 4 times up the court, we need that extra physicality because in the end, I think that's going to be the determining factor.
Pressure shown by the Canes. Bain bounce pass, gets rid of it to Bryant. Collier inside. Collier had it stolen away. Good defense by the former St. Tolfree. There's a hoop and a foul. Reggie Rayner up to 10 points now. We
mentioned earlier that Flagler had prevented Georgia Southwestern from any real grand transition breakouts, but we've had 2 in a row now, layups, and now potentially go on a little 5-0 run here if he makes this free throw.
The lead is 1. Balknight trap, gets rid of it to Lemons. Oh, Bain with a nifty look, but it was wide of Lemons, and it's a turnover for the Saints. That is 11 in the game.
Georgia Southwestern had us back on our heels a little bit. They went into a disguised zone and jump trapped the point guard up high, and we didn't quite recover. We were unsettled.
Inside it goes. Tough shot off the glass for Dean. And the Hurricanes have the lead. Their 3rd lead of the game. Their largest was 2 points. Balknight bounces it for Bryant, and it's intercepted by Johnson. Another offensive board, the putback and the foul, Reggie Rayner.
What can you say? That was a most unfortunate. The shot was missed. 2 hands on the rebound, one of ours, one of theirs. It goes back off the rim over everybody's shoulder right to the Georgia Southwestern guy, who steps in and lays it in and gets fouled. So things are not going well for the Saints right now. They've got to collect themselves with this timeout.
We'll be on the backside of this timeout. 42-39 Hurricanes. And back in St. Augustine, awaiting the 3-point free throw from Reggie Rayner. A chance to finish the 3-point play, I should say.
Okay, Chase Fiddler has come in for Tyler, so we're back to a smaller lineup.
Malik Bryant has been limited the last game. He did not play at all a week ago. Now to Balknight, they'll reset with 7 to shoot.
You make a good point. We need something from him.
Balknight off target, and the rebound cleared by Rayner. Aaron Coombs is the Georgia Southwestern coach in his 4th season. And there's another bucket from his Hurricanes, 45-39 now. Coombs played at UNC Wilmington, made a couple of NCAA appearances with the Seahawks, and spent 5 years playing professionally in France. France, Romania, and China to finish my thought. Reeves with 5 to shoot. It's Lemons, no. And it'll stay with the Hurricanes.
Jalen had a good look at that one. That would have been a big boost if he could have put it down. Cut this lead right in half. This is where, Dave, you dig down right now. It's the defense that's going to be the turning tide here.
Saints in a man-to-man defense. Mid-range jumper is good from Tolfree.
And all of a sudden, we haven't heard from him all game. Scoreless in the first half, and now he just made the last 2 jumpers.
Hurricanes switching defensively. Bryant with the runner. No. And the rebound to Dean.
Really good look. Those will start falling.
Stolen away by Balknight. And Balknight able to draw the contact and the foul. That one, I think, is on
22.
Number 22, Jordan Johnson.
And if there's such a thing as a good foul, that was it, because we had a dunk coming at the other end.
It's a good crowd here, maybe the best home crowd of the season for Flagler. A huge contingent from the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind here in St. Augustine have come out to support the Saints. And it's another turnover. That is 13 now for Flagler. Setting up Tolfree, guarded by Fiddler. Elbow jumper way short, and Chase clears the rebound. Lemons to Figueroa, back to Lemons. Into the lane. A sweet finger roll by Jalen Lemons.
We really needed that. Nobody had scored in the last 2 minutes, and that was a sweet move back down the middle.
Saints climb within 6. Long 3 from Tolfree. And a timeout on the floor. We'll take you to Hurricanes 47, Saints 41. And welcome back to the Ancient City Flagler Gym. Saints trying to come from behind here. They led it at the half, 35-33. Had a 10-point advantage late in the first half. They gave up a 10-0 run. I think it was a 12-point advantage. They gave up the 10-0 run. It was a 2-point lead at the break, just to clarify. Fiddler to Lemons, and nearly taken away. Wow, the inbounds pass shouldn't be that dramatic.
I got to say, Jalen, that was 150% effort.
Yep.
That defender was all over him, had his hand on the ball, and Jalen just stayed with it and came up with it. This is an important offensive set for us. We've got 15 seconds left on the shot clock.
Well, isolate Lemons. Bryant sets a screen for him. Lemons is fouled right at the 10. I think they're going to get Briscoe, Gerota Briscoe. Now it's on number 5, Burwell. That's his third.
Yeah.
Burwell, the leading scorer at 17 points. He has not scored in the second half, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, we needed that because number 4 made a great block on that shot. But Burwell was into Jax's body, and that's a good call.
Lemons with a chance to cut it to 4.
Just got it over the 10-second mark.
Baseline jumper, and it rolls home. And that's Briscoe. Setting up Collier in the short corner. Works his way into the key, steps through, and draws the foul. This one definitely is on Briscoe. That's his first personal, and it sends Collier to the line.
And I think you just watched what it's going to take to get over the top on this game, that really hardcore effort, because we have not seen the shots fall the way we did a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, we're in that kind of late season drought that started with the Georgia College game, went into the Columbus game, and now here we are here.
Collier makes one of two. Double team comes, passing out of it, and the finish by Briscoe and a foul. Wow, the Hurricanes were very deep in the shot clock, and the double team come, and a nice pass out of the double to a cutting Briscoe, who scored and now has a chance at a three-point play.
The strapping half-court defense that Georgia Southwestern has employed over the last 4 minutes has affected our play. It's taken us out of our offensive rhythm, and you know, we need to find a way to get around that and start putting some points on the board.
The foul is on Briscoe, his second personal, fourth team foul. And it goes to Lemons. Tough scoop shot, and it doesn't go. Johnson for three. Oh, it rattled around in a shooter's roll, if you will. And the lead is 10. halfway through this second half. Malik Bryant has been quiet tonight. Oh, thank you for getting loud, Malik. Thank you. The hoop and the foul.
What a great athletic move. Driving with his left hand diagonally across the paint. Did a 360 spin and finished with the right hand and got fouled. We're going to need to see a lot more of that from him because we're down under 10 minutes, Dave, and we're down 8 points right now.
Bryant competes the three-point play. He's the leading scorer for the Saints at 15.6 points a game and now has 10. So right on pace. Tries to step in front there. And then it goes to Devin Higgs for the tough finish. His first bucket of the game, and the Saints turn it over at the other end. Higgs, step back jumper, no. Rebound to Bryant.
All over him.
And that foul will be on Jordan Whitening. His first. That's now 6 team fouls on the Hurricanes, so the Saints will be in the bonus the rest of the way.
Now that could be very helpful over the last 8:48. It'd be able to get to the line on any foul. Because the points are not coming in flurries right now. We're going to have to work for every single one.
Flagler, the highest scoring team in the PVC. They shoot it at 50% from the floor, 40% from three. They're the second best shooting team in the league and the first best, or the best, from three-point land. Prove me right! Jalen Lemons!
Would not have come at a better time. We were down to single digits on the shot clock.
And that turnaround does not go for Briscoe. Reeves to Bain. Skip pass to Lemons. Oh. And it's a turnover. Block from behind by Balk Knight. Lemons left open. A wild sequence. It's still a 56-50 lead.
Whoa.
And Aaron Coombs calls timeout, the head coach of Georgia Southwestern, and we'll keep it right here. What are you seeing? We got 7:16 to go. I feel like Flagler's grabbed a little bit of momentum there.
We have the energy. We haven't been able to complete that little dump off inside, and that in this situation it was Jalen trying to drop it off to Boom, but in such close quarters, it's almost impossible not to have the ball deflected a little bit, and we turned it over. And I'm not even sure there's room to drop it on the floor and have it come back up to him. They had it so congested. But it's just reflection of what you just pointed out, that all of a sudden in the last 2 minutes we've had a flurry up and down the floor. What would have been great is if we could have culminated that with the three-pointer that Jalen Lemons just took that back rim. that would have cut it down to a 3-point game, and now Georgia Southwestern would start to feel the pressure.
You know, talking to Coach Sellen before the game, he mentioned that Georgia Southwestern, he believes, and I don't know if this is based on stats or just his film work, he said Georgia Southwestern is the best defensive team in the PBC. Their record doesn't necessarily reflect that kind of success, 3-9 coming in the PBC, 10-11 overall, but their defense has been good. You mentioned the traps and what'd you call it, a shadow or a ghost trap?
A jump trap at half court, yes, and they're very quick. And to your point, Dave, their record over the last 6 games is only 2-4. Oh, wow.
How is that not over the back? Somehow Georgia Southwestern kept it alive. Maybe Dean was able to avoid contact. I shouldn't say it like that. And I'm not trying to second guess the officials, but it seemed like almost an otherworldly type rebound from over the top of a Flagler defender, and maybe it was just Dean's athleticism. We'll step aside. 56-50, 7:02 to go. And we're back.
To your point, Dave, about the Georgia Southwestern defense, I think I had mentioned that they're only 2-4 in their last 6 games, but lost by 1, lost by 6, lost by 8, lost by 5, and they won by 6 and they won by 5. So everything is a closely contested game. And you're right, the record does not reflect what Coach Blake was saying in terms of their defensive capabilities. Now there's a break, missing both free throws, so we need a score here.
Falcon Knight carefully negotiating the would-be trap. Lemons gives it up to Reeves. Oh! Just rolls off the rim. But Boom Reeves will head to the free throw line to shoot 2.
And you just mentioned number 11, Jamari Dean for Georgia Southwestern on that rebound down at the other end of the court. He is starting to be a real problem with his length. He's getting his hand on the ball, even if he doesn't control the rebound. He's tipping it away. They're getting it at an advantageous position and able to lay it in. On this play here, he got called for a foul. But
Reeves is not a good free throw shooter. 25% coming in, 4 of 16. It's a jump ball, and the possession arrow will keep it here with Flagler. And as we talked about it in the break, I know in the moment I was emotional and screaming about an over the back. But as I kind of replayed it and as you described it, he went up so high and the rebound was so high. His athleticism, I think, allowed him to go get that rebound cleanly. So a good non-call by the officials as Flagler will have possession. If someone, there it is. Balk Knight is ready for the inbound.
Well, we need to come away with some production here. This is big because this is our third opportunity on this trip down the court.
Two to shoot. Faulkner at the buzzer! Somehow just shot putting it in.
Remember that basket when we get to the end of the game.
Wide open three, and the answer from Johnson.
You take away one thing, you give up another. We did a great job suffocating inside. 22, Johnson was wide open, he hit it, but we've answered down at this end.
So the team's going back and forth the last three possessions. It's a 5-point Hurricanes advantage. Three-pointer. Back-to-back threes from Jordan Johnson.
Those are backbreakers. You just recover from one. You got it down to 5, and he brings it back to 8.
Lemons, corner triple, quick timeout called by the Saints. It's a 5-point game. We'll step aside. You're watching PBC basketball. Out of the timeout, 62-57. Flagler with some pressure in the backcourt. Under 5 minutes to play in regulation. And a strong move by Jamari Dean. Pushes the lead back to 7. The Saints on the run out in transition. It's Omar Figueroa.
Great pass from Jalen Lemons, catching him right on the diagonal.
Defensive stop by Flagler.
5-on-4.
Lemons for 3, no, and Dean with another board.
Yeah.
And a foul. It looked like not intentional foul, but it looked like that was planned by the Saints. It gets us to the under 4 timeout, the second personal on Omar Figueroa. Saints with some work to do. 3:43 left here on the PBC network. Back at Flagler Gym.
I hear you on the defense, too, because you notice we've got that Spencer Bain in the game has even had a chance to take a three. I mean, they have smothered him.
You may be hearing Coach in the background. No, Spencer Bain has not attempted a three. That's incredible. Chase Fiddler has tried one.
Yeah. So that's part of that defensive prowess that Coach Blake was talking about, and that's just what we needed, Dave. So this is going to be our fourth offensive trip in the last 4 minutes where we can get this lead from 5 down to 3. We really need this. That was a very crazy backcourt play by Georgia Southwestern.
Collier to Figueroa. Good job not traveling. Kept his pivot foot planted. Lemons in trouble. Gives it up. 7 to shoot. Balknight. Fade away. No. And the rebound controlled by Burwell, who's been quiet. I think all of his 17 were in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. But a couple of other players have picked up the slack, namely Rayner and Johnson. Here's Johnson for 3. It's an 8-point game. And Lemons attacks, draws the foul, so you can score with the clock stopped. Always a good thing.
That's absolutely a great strategy. I mean, at this point, because they're just not falling for us right now. And then, as you pointed out, 22, Johnson just hit his third three in the last, 5 minutes? And they've been backbreakers.
Lemons with one more. He can cut it to 6.
Well, we've got an all-guard defense in now. This is going to be an all-out press.
They put it in Burwell's hands. It goes behind the back. Open Johnson 3, way long. Loose ball. Johnson keeps it alive and then feeds it inside to Rayner for the hoop and the foul.
What a sequence, Dave. That loose ball was on the floor twice, tapped away, missed shot. It was just chaotic there, and then all of a sudden they get an uncontested shot underneath the hoop.
So Rayner goes to the line. He can make it a 9-point advantage. Remember, the Saints are the best three-point shooting team in the league. They need one here, or at least a quick bucket. Lemons has it rejected into Spencer Bain's hands. Lemons just couldn't find the range. And a whistle as the ball was in the air. I'm trying to feed Rayner on the alley-oop. And I think Rayner will step to the line to shoot free throws. Or no, it will be Burwell, excuse me. So a 1-and-1. The foul is on Balknight, his second. Misses the front end. Balknight gets the flyby. Balknight for 3. Offensive rebound, Figueroa. That would have been absolutely acrobatic. And the Saints will get the ball back here with 1:20 to go, down 8. They have 2 timeouts remaining. So do the Hurricanes. Both teams are in the bonus.
That ball just will not fall.
It won't
our
fall
way
on the
through
three-point shot. Saints 7 of 20 from distance. Bryant into the key. Balknight 3. And that is a foul on, is that on Malik? Yes, I believe it is on Malik Bryant at his second personal. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
I thought he had position, and I thought
I thought he got dragged down by the other.
I thought the Georgia Southwestern guy jumped over him. I really did.
Higgs goes to the line. And he makes the front end, earns the bonus. Higgs is a 63% free throw shooter. He gets another one, and he can make it a 10-point game with 1:09 left. And a whistle and a foul.
That's just a bad foul. The clock is your friend. Don't make it the enemy.
That's on Higgs. That's his third. It sends Lemons to the line. And the foul underneath. I almost thought that Jamari Dean was going to go back up with it and drop it in the Flagler hoop. It looked like he was thinking put back. So the foul committed by Balknight, that's his third. And it sends Dean to the line. Missed the front end. Rebound Figueroa. Somebody hit a three. Bryant inside. Quick timeout called by the Saints. And we'll keep it here. An 8-point game, 54.5. 2 timeouts remaining for the Saints, 2 for the Hurricanes. 1 now for the Saints as they update the scoreboard. Both teams are in the bonus. In fact, both teams will be in the double bonus from now on. And the possession arrow favors the Hurricanes. So, Coach, what are you saying in the huddle?
I mean, right now, all you can do with 54 seconds left is hope that you can get a deflection. I mean, obviously.
And if not, do you foul?
And you're going to have to foul. I mean, they've been missing their free throws. I will say, Omar did a great job there. He was under tremendous duress and was one hand count away from a 5-second violation. And he found Malik for that reverse layup. So let's see what we can do here.
The Norwegian player is in. Presumably he's a good free throw shooter. I'll look at the stats in a moment for you. That's why he would come in. He's only played a couple minutes in the game. That is Lars Nielsen from Skien, Norway, a transfer from Elon University. And Nielsen is a 73% free throw shooter. As a team, the Hurricanes shoot it at 67%. It's a double bonus. Everyone's a little amped up here, I guess. So one more coming from Nielsen. Nielsen missed them both, but an offensive rebound, and that might do it. A foul on Bain is he'll send Tolfrey to the line.
Well, as we said earlier, Dave, you try to take away one thing. We were pressing, we're looking for the steal, but then you give away that inside presence and rebounding ability. And so that's come back to haunt us on a couple occasions down the end here.
So it's a 10-point game. Lemons spinning and has a shot pinned to the backboard by Briscoe. And that's just how the night has gone. Things, sort of the bounces have gone the right way for Georgia Southwestern and not at all for Flagler. We joked about checking the level of the rim in the first half, and it was all kidding for sure. But, I mean, the loose balls, the 50-50 balls, have all been going the way of Georgia Southwestern, and they're about to walk away with a road win here in the Peach Belt Conference, which is tough to do.
And the 63 points is going to be the lowest offensive output for the entire season thus far for the Saints. And, you know, what's interesting with everything that has gone, to your point, against them tonight, Georgia Southwestern only has a 10-point lead. But the clock is winding down, and that's going to do it.
75-63 is the final. Georgia Southwestern wins it. They improve to 11-11 overall, 4-9 in the PBC. The Saints drop to 11-13, 5-8 overall. And we'll see if Coach Sellen elects to come up here. A disappointing loss as the Saints were leading at the half 35-33. And we'll get some of your thoughts as looks like Coach Sellen is making his way. So hold on. We'll get your final thoughts, Coach, after we talk to the head coach, Blake Sellen. Got to fight his way through the crowd. And Coach Sellen, thanks for joining us. You lead it at the half. What was the difference there in the second half?
Yeah, we lost the game in the last 2 minutes of the first half. That's just where they were a lot tougher than us, but we let them get back in the last 2 minutes, and we talk all year. The last 4 minutes of the first half and the second half are so important. And we even got back in the game. They were much tougher than us, and they just wanted it a little bit more. And I'm proud of our guys, though. I mean, we were in the slumps, and we came in and we battled and fought extremely hard. And it's just tough down the stretch. We just couldn't get the stops, couldn't get the rebounds that we needed to get.
You talked to before the game. You said this is the best defensive team in the PBC, regardless of what the stats say. You thought that was the best defensive team.
Yeah.
They held you to a season low of 63 points.
Yeah, they did a really good job. And we missed some shots early, and we went on a run. Coach Orff looked over at me and said, "Yeah, we scored 28 points in the second half." We missed a lot of layups, missed some open threes. They fall a different ball game, but at the end of the day, they were just a tad tougher than us. But credit to them, they're long and athletic defensively, and they do a great job.
Coach, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. We'll see Coach Sellen and the Saints back here on Saturday against another tough team, USC Aiken, an 8-4 record coming into play today as we welcome back in the coach. And Coach, I don't know if you were able to hear that over the din of the band, but they said they basically lost it in the last 2 minutes of the first half, and you made the same point. It was a 12-point Saints advantage. They gave up a 10-0 run, including that Barwell three right at the buzzer after the Saints had the possession with, 4.5 seconds or so, and turned it over. So I guess he was echoing your point from earlier.
Exactly. We said in the beginning of the game we wanted a double-digit lead at halftime. Go into the locker room knowing, even though we're playing shorthanded, which has been the case over the last 2 weeks between Kyle and then we were missing Malik Bryant, but you go into the locker room with a 12-point lead, you're comfortable, you're confident, you come out, you expand it, and you take home a W. We never recovered from that 10-0 slide. We came out with our starting lineup again, and I honestly thought that we were going to be able to get some points inside with both Boom Reeves and Tyler Collier. And we just could not execute and get them the looks. Compounding that was Georgia Southwestern, sensing we were having a little difficulty hitting the outside shot, was really sagging and tying up the ball inside. We must have had 3 or 4 turnovers on drives trying to dump the ball off either to Boom or Tyler.
Jalen Lemons finishes with a game-high 21, but it's not enough. The final 75-63. For the coach, Joe Harding, and our producer, Laura Plexico, our camera operator, Michaela K. Roos, I'm Dave Wenda. Thanks for watching Saints basketball here on the PBC Network.